A very warm welcome on a chilly winter's morning. This morning I just want to share this lemon tree that I grew from seed about 4 years ago, maybe 4.5, and I'm not going to repot it today. I had a look at the roots. It's got beautiful roots. Quite a beautiful, healthy root system. And this tree, you can see it was just a straight trunk growing up, and a year ago I just transplanted it at an angle, pushed it in the ground at an angle, and then this branch shot up here, and then the original side branches that it had when it was standing upright like that, obviously I can wire them down and try and make something nice out of it. So I'm just going to wire it now, do a little bit of cleaning up, pruning. This tree did grow out a little bit. I pruned it over there. There was a branch growing up that I cut because I had a look at this tree, and the front that I chose would be round about there, and that branch that came up was just not looking great. So I'm just going to wire this tree and bend the branches a little bit. That's all I want to show today, and then in the future, come springtime, I will get a nice spot for it and transplant it in a pot. And there is some nice roots that's developed on the trunk, so at a later stage I can expose some of those. There is some roots to make a nice nabari. So I'll get these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 branches wired up quickly, and then just show how I shape it. Just put it back in the pot to keep it a little bit more stable. So I'm using a fairly thick wire for this branch because it's quite stiff. It's quite a stiff branch. So I want to make sure that I'm able to bend it. These lemon trees grow quite quickly, so I won't be leaving this wire on for longer than 3 months. Otherwise it will start to grow into the tree, the bark will grow into the wire, and then when I take it off, then I'll have that wire scar on the branches, which is not really desirable. Take some of these yellow leaves off. That's just natural for this time of year. Some of the older leaves yellow, and then the tree prepare itself to send new leaves out. I'm going to take this wire. I'm going to use one piece of wire that'll wire this branch, and I'll take it around up this branch because I want to see if I can't maybe perhaps just get a little more bit of a more bend, a slight bend in this branch over here. Right, so I'll just try and bend this branch carefully, slowly, little bits by bits. Don't want to break it. This branch is important to me. I think I'll give it another piece of wire for safety. So the second piece of wire, I'm just riding it all the way along the first wire, spiraling it, putting them next to each other. Okay, so there I'm getting a really nice bend in that branch. So I'm bending it down and then towards me and away again. So if you look from the top, it looks something like that. So I'll wire up these other branches with a thinner gauge wire. As I'm working with it, that lemon smells coming off the leaves. It's really nice. So I've got those two. Let's remove that leaf over there. Giving the leaves a little bit of a trim. Not going to completely defoliate it because it's not the time of year for it. So these two branches I've now wired up. I'd like to sort of follow this bend with this leaf, come in its direction a little bit higher up. So I'll go in, I'll come out, I'll come out with the whole branch, and I'll go up a little bit over there, like that, and that branch I'll go out a little bit. Got a branch over here, quite strong, stiff branch, one over here, and short one over there. I'm looking at choosing a leader for this tree. I'm thinking to bring this branch out over like that branch down ever so slightly. That longer branch I'll take down, as I have wired it already, take it on that way, and I'll make the short section, I'll bring that up and make that my new central leader. And then if that happens, you'll see that was a side branch. We got the nice taper coming thick to thin over here, thinner. This will become, this is the leader, that will become a side branch, and then that longer branch will become a side branch as well, and then that side branch, which is a thinner, the thinnest one right at the end, we lift up and develop that into the new central leader. Right, so I've got another 2 branches. I'll put a bit of a kink in that one. Try and twist it. I think I can take that leaf out. Don't want to remove too much leaves, like I said. Still wanted to photosynthesize. Got some really cold weather coming. The citrus grows well in winter, so should be all right. So the wiring, the shaping with the wiring I'm doing now isn't the final shape. I will in the next couple of days, as I walk past the tree, I will bend and change and shape it as I go, as I pass. Let's cut the tips of those thorns off. So I'll wire the last 2 branches, our central leader, and then this little side branch. These seeds were just from a, earlier on I said a lemon tree. It's not the lemon tree, apologies for that. This is a ruby grapefruit, a store-bought ruby grapefruit that I collected the seeds and just put them in some cotton paper and kept it moist. They germinated, it was 4.5 years ago, and then I just stuck them in the soil. This is the second time that I have transplanted this tree. Previously it was growing in very poor soil, and then I put it in a little bit better soil just to get some more growth on it, some aggressive growth. Okay, so there's our new central leader. Just going to shape it up. There's a short little branch coming off this leader, and this is ultimately the leader that I'm going to pick from there on. So I've got this branch coming up over here into the new leader, which was that little short side branch that I pruned, and then there's a short little branch coming up, and that will eventually grow up. So I'm developing some awesome taper from that point, tapering, and then to a new branch, and I'll just keep that going till wherever I get to one day that I'm happy with. And so we'll take this boy down. Okay, so I've missed this one branch. Get that wired up. And I'll just flop it back. So the ruby grapefruit, not lemon. This branch needs a thin little wire. I'll give that a thin wire. I definitely have wired all the branches on this little tree. Start next to this wire, come around. I'll have to have to enter on this branch over here. The nice thing about working on these lemon trees, the thin branches they can break, but they're very forgiving. You can really work with them. And just anchor it up over there. It's a little bit of a hot mess here where all the wires come together at its anchoring point. So that branch I'm bending backwards. The one over there I'll send that way. Hopefully some budding starts there. I can develop the tree up on that side further. This one that I've just wired, I'm not sure where that should go. I am getting a little bit of a bend on this main trunk. It's growing very straight. It's not looking all that good. Just when I get a slight bend, I'll be happy. At least this branch is offsetting the straight angle. So it definitely doesn't look like much at the moment. Take that branch back to there. I'm thinking this branch I'll definitely drop lower, put a little bend in it over there. That looks better. Like I said, this is not final. I will be playing around with this. With the shape of this tree towards the future. But that's more or less what I've got at the moment. I'm happy with that. That's about what I can do on it right now. Have a look from the top. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sort of spiraling around the tree. This would be the back end of it. I'd like to bring something in a little bit to the back, fill the back in. I really do like a bonsai tree that looks good 360 all the way around, not just from one angle or two angles. Someone walks around it and they look at it, they should be impressed. 360 degrees of the tree. So I'm happy with the new central leader that we've got there. tweak and refine the shape of this guy as I go. Like I said, nice healthy roots. We do have a nice root developing over there. Got a nice radial root over there. I don't want to dig in too much. Looks like another radial root. And there's another one I can develop. And the trunk is thickening up quite nice at the base. So if you've come this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to do another documentation on this tree and see how it grows and how it develops into the future. So that's the first wiring I've done on it. I have done minor pruning, repotting on it. So not a lot of work in the past. I really do like this branch. That's an important branch for me because I planted the tree on an angle like this. So this balances the tree. It's gonna create that asymmetrical shape to this tree eventually. You can't really see that now, but I'm hoping it'll develop and we'll get there in the future. Thanks so much for watching again. I'll give you a quick last top view. The sun's coming in here so nicely. Just want to quickly show you sun filtering through Saltus africana, white stinkwood. Just look how beautiful the mountain is looking. This is George Peak, Outeniqua Peak over there. Super beautiful winter's morning. Grapefruit from seed, not lemon. Cheers.